In this time lapse, I'll show you how I've made this little profile picture of Rosa Maria here as an androgynous character. I knew I was going to start with her as a full figure, so I've loaded her in without making any other adjustments. I gave her a basic outfit, most of which won't be seen because we're only going to focus on the face. So I gave her a natural pose thanks to the pose architect from 3D Universe. I've accessorized her with things that I could find, one of which was the glasses, and the other thing that I thought might be funny would be the pacifier. The glasses, I realized, were rigged so they were not easily adjustable, so there were no morphs that would allow me to make adjustments to the frame of the glasses, so a quick round trip into ZBrush would be necessary. Sadly, I don't know all that much about ZBrush, and I'm kind of fumbling my way to find even the symmetry setting, but it's just the basic brush, and that kind of sorts me out and gives me that morph to make it fit my character. I was looking at my previous portraits because this one is supposed to be part of a series, and I thought, which background color haven't I used? And I decided this one would look good with a yellow background at this point. I also thought she needs a bit of hair, so I decided to use the Toon comb over hair and use the strong makeup that comes with the Rosa Maria character. At which point I thought, hey, actually the glasses get more in the way, and especially now that I'm dialing an expression there, the glasses distort. This is kind of the problem with rigged accessories that might work better as a smart prop. Expressions are always a big thing for me. I like using multiple expressions together, throw them all on the Puppeteer tab and then blend in between them and then find my favorite one. In this case, I used the Face Controls product to make that happen. That comes with really good expressions that are very natural, very exaggerated, but it's really easy to tone them down a little bit with Puppeteer. And there we go, that's most of the work done in DAZ Studio. There's a couple of things I'd like to improve in Photoshop. One of those is to brighten up the eyes a little bit, potentially other parts of the portrait. So add some additional highlights and also brighten up the eyes, just like I did with Hitoshi in the last episode. And that's pretty much it. If any of these things are a bit too strong, I usually have a duplicate of that layer. The original layer is on the bottom, and then what I'm doing is on the top. And if what I'm doing is a little bit too strong, I can always go and blend in the original in there. Here I'm using one of the earlier portraits and add a vignette on the outside just to emphasize what's actually important here, which is of course the center of the picture, which is the character. I'm also brightening up the eyes there, and now that I have this vignette effect, I'll add it to all my other portraits in the series. This banana suit guy, I found that the banana suit was very bright and the face was very dark, so I'm using the dodge and burn tools to take care of that here, just briefly, and it works quite well. Alien is kind of looking okay, so I don't have to do any adjustments on him, but while I'm wielding that brush, it's kind of cool to at least try it out. Now I'm saving out all these square portraits and combining them into one Photoshop collage so that all 6 of them end up on the same thumbnail image. I needed 2 versions. One was just with 6 characters on one sheet, and one was one that included the in the studio with DAZ3D logo. And I didn't like the idea that that was going over the character, so I made these 2 versions. I'm adding this little white background there. It's called a stroke effect in Photoshop, and that's just so that each individual portrait would separate itself from the background. Speaking of which, it's usually just a flat color that I'm using. Not sure which color. I'll just try out different values and see what works best for the overall composition. And then on top of that, I have a gradient in the stack that I can then go and blend in so that the flat background color doesn't look all that flat, but you know, blends in and just is broken up a little bit. That's the logo, and I'm thinking 2 of these characters need to go, and I've decided these 4 are probably the stronger ones out of all. A few adjustments to that gradient layer and some minor adjustments, minor tweaking to the positions of all the pictures, and that is that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little over-the-shoulder view of how I did these little portraits and how I've assembled them in Photoshop.